This is a research report from TUM, Technische Universität München. According to a report delivered to Chancellor Angela Merkel on February 24th, Germany's legendary innovation engine is faltering, but could, with a tune-up, help propel the economy from crisis to sustainable growth. This package of analysis and advice came from the federally chartered Expert Commission on Research and Innovation, also known by the German acronym EFI. The independent commission happens to be led by Munich-based researchers, but has tapped intellectual resources from throughout and beyond Germany, spanning a range of disciplines.
There's a simple national argument which says, look, we're a small country, we do not have any raw materials, no oil, anything that would sort of drop wealth on our lap. We have to work for it. But manual labor is no longer the way we work for it, so we do it by knowledge work. And of course, innovation then becomes a very important step in this process of turning new ideas into value added, into wealth, into jobs.
Professor Dietmar Haarhof, chair of the Expert Commission, is director of the Institute for Innovation Research, Technology Management and Entrepreneurship at LMU, the University of Munich. Deputy chair of the commission is Professor Ann-Christine Achleitner, scientific director of the Center for Entrepreneurial and Financial Studies at TUM, the Technical University of Munich.
Innovation is not only about having good ideas, good developments, but that it's very important to bring these developments to the market.
So in 2006, the German Kabinett created the Expert Commission for Forschung und Innovation, EFI. And our charter is essentially to advise the government on recent developments, to make proposals for new policy initiatives, but also to evaluate the policies that they have put into place. And independence in this case means that we pick the topics of our report, and we can also go into the dark corners of innovation policy and snoop around in directions that maybe the policymakers would not like us to investigate, but that's part of our job.
The Commission advises the federal government to refocus some existing efforts, eliminating or redirecting resources from others. Specific recommendations include a coordinated push in the area of electromobility and measures to improve conditions for research and development investment.
For Germany, because the automotive sector is, of the considerable importance now, and we see that this new technology is developing and we are not at the head. Obviously, we're not at the head here. Electromobility is a perfect showcase where innovation policy actually shouldn't stop at the borders, shouldn't be a national one, but we believe it is important on a European level to join forces here in order to catch up. And to catch up will be of importance for the industry.
It's very important to delineate and define this term because it's much larger than just cars. Okay? Of course it means electric cars and hybrid cars, but it also means the overall system by which the cars are charged, supplied with electric energy, and the supply back into the grid. Because electromobility is associated with what is called the smart grid, an electricity supply system that does not only charge the batteries, but also discharges them. Because ideally, the electric energy that we would like to use to power cars is highly volatile. It's coming from wind, it's coming from solar, so it's fluctuating a lot. And in order to buffer these fluctuations, we can use, in principle, the large fleet of, hopefully large fleet of electric cars in Germany, which would be charged and discharged in sync with the fluctuations in the electric system.
The Commission's advice on financing aims not only toward prioritizing government spending, but also toward increasing private investment.
We don't have enough players in the market. We would very much wish foreign investors to come here to Germany to develop these products that we know in the universities, for example, as ideas. But it would also be important to encourage investors, institutional investors, specifically also in Germany, to invest into this asset class. One measure that is strongly discussed in the report, that has already been mentioned in the last report, is that we would need tax help for research, which is something that most OECD countries, the absolute majority of OECD countries, does that, and it's not the case in Germany. And we believe, as a Commission, that direct tax incentives for research and development are a very powerful tool, because they are unbureaucratic, you know, they are usable by every single company, and as opposed to that, they are easier to implement than, for example, project financing.
Other recommendations target more effective transfer of knowledge and technology from universities and other research institutions to industry, together with reforming patent processes and boosting support for standardization efforts.
The transfer of university research results to industry has been one of the strongholds of German industry, in particular industries, in the automotive industry, in chemicals in particular. The strength was built in the 19th century already, and also in machinery, machine tools. But there are other areas where our research institutions crank out a lot of wonderful ideas, at least by the assessment of US venture capitalists, but somehow we do not manage to bring those new results into applications or into commercial results.
And we, for example, come up with the idea that the state of Germany the government of Germany should actually invest into a fund whose whole purpose would be to commercialize ideas that we already have.
The Bundestag, the German parliament, is expected to debate these issues and consider what actions to take this spring. Reporting from Munich, I'm Patrick Regan.